Hold on. Yes, sir. Who's talking?
Yeah, me. I tried to start the assignment, but there was no chart.
Ha! What? Okay, so good. This is Udemy, the last 2 chapters, yeah? Oh, you mean there was no chart in the Blackboard or in the quiz, or where? In the Udemy?
This first assignment 1. Yeah.
Are you talking about Udemy chapter 9, or what are you talking about?
Yes, Udemy chapter 9, assignment 1.
Okay,
COVID-19.
so I don't know what happened to you, but Ayman is going to explain now what he did. So Ayman, can you walk through us, please?
Yes, I didn't do anything, but now we will do it together.
Okay, we'll do it together. Let's see what's the problem.
Okay.
If there's any problem. As far as I remember, there should be, everything was working fine the last time I checked. So. Okay, go on. Ayman?
Yes.
Ayman,
Do I have to read?
Well, everybody got it. So identify the cognitive dissonance and propose an alternative chart. Better one.
Yeah. So we go next.
Because, hold on, because while being one of the most useful charts out there, it seems to encourage poor performance by placing them at the top right, confusing again non-scientific audiences. Okay, go ahead.
Next. So there is no chart.
Oh my God, there is no chart. I apologize for this. I don't know what happened or what I did the last time. Well, let's do it now. The same chart. Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. Fix that. I'm fixing this now. Meanwhile, while we wait, anybody else? So this is section 9, COVID-19 storytelling, isn't it?
It is, yeah, about COVID-19.
Right, instructions, questions, edit. You're right. I don't know what happened. There should be a download resource.
Doctor, you get -1.
I get -1 for this one.
Yes.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. I'm very sorry. The last time I checked, it was working completely fine. So I apologize for that. So everybody.
Oh yeah. Shamsa said we can find it on there.
It's Shamma, not Shamsa.
Okay. Okay, Shamma.
We can find it where? Where can we find it?
In your house, doctor. You can say.
In instructor example. After submission.
So it's somewhere, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, in the solutions. Yeah. But it should be before. You're right about that.
Should be here.
Yes, you're right. I'm gonna fix it. Give me 5 seconds. Meanwhile, I fixed it. Meanwhile,
please come inside. Madame wants you. Right.
Hey, your mic is on.
It's fine. Meanwhile, we wait for this. I'm fixing it now. Anybody else has a question? Did you get graded?
Graded? We got graded, doctor. It's not fair grades.
Okay, we will discuss this now. That's good. Yeah. Let me check. Solutions. Yeah, got it. So it's my fault. So everybody gets full marks here.
Yes.
But because this one is not graded. Okay, good. So let's see how we fix this. Solutions. Audit. Okay. Got it. Okay. I'm fixing it now. Good. 2 more minutes and it will be fixed. Sections, basic instructions, questions, select file, desktop, desktop. Right, can you refresh your page, Ayman, and see if you can go to the instructions and see if you can see now a resource.
I go back here.
Yeah.
Here.
Now, okay, so that's the one that I want you to check out. So let's check it out. And I will share that on Slack as well, so you can download it and have a closer look. Here, general Slack. You also have it on Slack.
It's the same as the quiz.
No kidding! Fantastic. Okay, so Ayman.
You should have given us this before, Doctor.
Well, it's karma, right? So the people that work in advance get rewards. So
there was no graph.
No. If you had checked it out before, you could have. Okay, so show us the chart again, please. No, wait. Show us the chart. Okay, so
this is me after your grade, Doctor.
Okay, so let's look at this. So how would you improve this chart? Or first, not how would you improve this chart, but what is wrong with this chart?
It is so scrambled. Too many points.
Overload.
Okay, who said cognitive overload?
Yes.
Too many information.
He can't memorize everything.
Too much information.
Too many colors.
Overlapping.
But it's nice to have too much information, because what if you are from one of the small cities?
I am nowhere to be found.
What if you're from Elaine? You want Elaine to be there, right? And Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all the other ones. So what do we do? Which ones do we choose? I mean, it's easy to say information overload, but how do we fix it?
Make it easier to remember.
If you want to make it easy to remember, you can apply the 7 chunk rule, right? And then what do you have? You have 7 cities maximum. So is that a good idea?
No.
So what do we do?
We put images maybe.
What did the New York Times do in this chart? Let's look at the good things of the chart. What are the good things of this chart?
The good things. It seems.
What are the good things? So I see, for example, a lot of cities in gray color.
Yes, a lot.
Right? So that's how they deal with information overload. Instead of putting 200 cities there, they decided to put all of them in gray and then color just 15 of them.
Yes.
So 15 is more than 7, but it still is less than 50 cities. So that, I think that's a good thing of this chart, right? They show us the whole picture and they try to minimize information overload as much as they could.
Yes.
They use blue colors for America, right? The American states, and then pink for Spain, and then green for France, Paris, and then Lombard color for Lombardy, which is a place in Italy. And this yellow for Washington. So I think they did a good job in this respect, right? I mean, they could have, it's easy to say, oh, information overload, but then what? A chart with half the information, it's also not so interesting, right? So I think more here, I think what's very good is the gray background colors of the other cities. So you can see the whole picture of the world, all the cities in the world, more or less. And then you can see the ones that are of interest. And the ones that are of interest are the ones Lombardy and this one, Wuhan, on the right side, right? Which are the earlier. So they can act as predictors of what's going to happen to the other ones, which is what people are interested in. But anyway, this is one thing. And then there's a thing called cognitive dissonance in this chart. What is wrong with this chart? What is the cognitive dissonance? Anybody detected that?
What is cognitive?
What is cognitive dissonance? So we talk about this in one of the videos. So cognitive dissonance is when, for example, I'm going to show you an example of cognitive dissonance colors. Wait. Cognitive dissonance colors. Anybody can give me an example of dissonance colors? Here I have one, a typical one. Okay, so here's a thing called cognitive dissonance with colors. I'm going to share my screen now in 3, 2.
I stop.
Oh, you don't stop. No.
Okay.
I just need to find my screen. Just give me a second because it's in the other screen. Okay, I'm going to show it now. All right. Can you see my screen?
No, I cannot.
What about now?
No.
Can you see?
You can see Ayman's only.
Yes, you can see.
Maybe I should stop sharing.
Yeah.
No,
you
hold on. Wait.
Okay, I hold on.
Okay, yeah, stop sharing, please. Can you see my
Now
screen?
we can see yours, yes.
Okay, so here you have an example of, what is this? Noura, can you read the color? What's the color of the box in the middle? Can you read it? Ayman, what is the color of the box?
Red.
Oh, red.
Box.
What is the color of the circle?
Blue.
Woof, that took a lot of time. What is the color of the triangle?
Hello.
Yellow.
You sure? Right, so this is an example of cognitive dissonance. You got it?
Yes. It brings headache to your brain.
So it's when your brain is confused because there are conflicting messages. One subliminal is telling you something, and the subliminal one here is the color red of the things, and the other is the text, which is telling you something else. And your brain, even though the question is very simple, what color is? And you guys spend like 5 seconds to answer, right? So that's weird. Let's go back to the chart of Ayman. And so here, no. Ayman, can you share your screen now?
Yes, okay, share.
Okay, Ayman. Right, here we have. And so.
Yes. This is cognitive dissonance.
Is this cognitive dissonance? Does everybody agree with Ayman?
But it is not really fully, it's like, it brings headache, but it's like, because we don't understand what's going on.
To be cognitive dissonance, this message here in the this Mr. Picard, this meme, should be conflicting with another message in the chart, but I don't see a conflict. I see a guy who is doing this, right?
Yes.
And he is upset or annoyed or disappointed with the chart. And I am disappointed with the chart. And the chart is disappointed if you paid attention to the videos. Why is it disappointing? Because we have cognitive dissonance. And what is the cognitive dissonance? It has to do with the gravity. So what are the x-axis in this chart? What is the x-axis?
The days.
Days.
And the y-axis?
Daily deaths.
So usually when you see a chart and you see something high, what does it mean to you? Does it mean good or bad?
Bad.
Good.
Good when it's high.
When it's high, it's good, right? Who's the champion? Who's the
Yes.
best, right?
Yes.
So the city, the #1 city in the world in this chart is which one?
New York.
This one.
New York. It's the winner,
Right.
right? Going up.
Yeah.
This one is the winner.
Either this one or New York, right? And is this a correct? Is this good? Like if I show this to a 5-year-old and he will think, oh yeah, I
Not
want to
the
be.
correct message.
What do you think?
No, we can flip the y-axis to make it like in the negative part.
Excellent. So here's the cognitive dissonance. Like we are used to high and to the right means good. Like 99% of the charts are like this. High and to the right, good. And low means bad. And the winners are up, right? The Olympic podium, which position is the #1? The highest or the lowest?
And where?
The lowest.
In
The highest.
podium, in Olympic games, you know, when they want to
Yeah.
the
The
highest. So we
Yeah.
associate high with good, and competition between cities and who's it's like a race. Who's #1 here? And
The one with the less time.
which one is the best city in this group? Health wise, which one is the best city?
Diego.
Daegu is the 3rd city in Korea, right? And so do you feel that Daegu is the best city in this chart?
No.
Does it feel like a loser
Maybe
or
this
like
one.
a winner?
Loser.
It feels like a loser, and New York feels like a winner. So is this good idea?
No.
No.
It is a terrible idea because it feels like, oh yeah, New York #1. Yeah, good. #1 in deaths. Fantastic. So here's the cognitive dissonance. And that's why I put this meme here of thing. Okay, how would you fix this? So somebody already said that. Who said that? Shama, Mariam?
She said flip the
Me.
y-axis.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, well done. So explain to us, how would you do this? Did you do it? How would you do it?
Like make the y-axis on the negative side. So
Okay.
New York will be down and Diego will be high.
Very good. So more death, you will be lower, and less death, you will be higher, right? So let's see, Ayman, can you, could you move to the next slide? Yes.
Next.
Right, so here's the solution, right? Here's an explanation, and if you go down, you will find a solution. Here is another thing. Yeah, go down. Yeah. Right, here's a chart I made a few months ago when I was stuck in Finland. And in this chart, what's the difference?
Okay, number days elapsed since COVID-19.
Use of personas, pictures.
We use personas, very good. And
you flip the y-axis.
We flip the y-axis, very good. And the y-axis now is called lives lost. Right? And so who do you feel is the best city or the best country in this chart?
Finland.
Wuhan.
Finland.
Finland.
Finland. So Finland, Wuhan, right? So it looks like, and also it's a very nice metaphor. It's like when you go into the swimming pool, you go down and then you go up, right? Good.
Yes.
Which one feels like the loser in this chart?
New York.
And is there cognitive dissonance here?
No.
There is, or at least there is less cognitive dissonance, right? We also use personas.
Yes.
And flags, because so it's so much easier to read when you use flags. Boom, it's like so easy and so much more fun as well, right? The personas, do you know who they are?
I don't know this guy. I don't know her. I don't know anyone here.
It's the Finnish prime minister, and that's the Swedish guy is Anders Tegnell, who is the chief epidemiologist of Sweden, who said that they didn't want to do lockdown because there was no scientific evidence to do lockdown, and they didn't do it. Good. Awesome.
Good.
So a much better position. Could you go up a bit, Ayman? Right. Look at this. Another problem, another chart, another leaderboard here. Do you see this one?
Yes.
What's wrong with this leaderboard?
This one seems the first, but it is the most death
Right. Where should it be placed?
and cases here.
Yeah. Right. Because who looks like the winner here?
US.
I don't know, one of the middle
Like
ones.
the example to follow looks like the US, but it's not an example to follow. You should totally flip this because it cognitive dissonance. It feels like, oh, US is the best in what? In deaths? It doesn't make sense, right? But they are so used to put the highest number up, but they didn't think that this number is actually a negative number. In reality, it's death. Death is minus life, right? So if you order by negative numbers, it flips naturally. Good, awesome. Clear?
Yes, clear.
Fantastic. There is a lot of research on how people get confused with charts. Like, for example, there's people that research how many seconds it takes to understand a chart. What percentage of the population will get confused when you don't flip the axis, when you flip the axis, when you use brighter colors and so on. So there's a lot of research on that. But the most important thing, in my opinion, is not the colors or this and that. It's the story, the gravity metaphor. That is the most important. Fantastic. Okay, man. Next one.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Ayman? Assignment chart attack. Did you do this one?
No.
Okay, shall we do it?
I didn't do anyone because they
has
told
somebody,
me you will explain.
Yes, has somebody done it? Sarah, have you done it?
No, me.
Okay,
No.
well, let's do it now.
It's,
Yeah, let's do it now. Okay, Ayman, let's rate this.
Yes. Information, meaning. Being able to analyze a chart is the hallmark of a great visualizer. What kind of chart is this, and what are the units in the X and Y axis?
Okay, so this is a very important exercise. I give you 2 minutes to find out what is the X, what is the Y, and you can talk between each other, right? Okay, 2 minutes, 120 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in a class. I'm in the middle of a class. Yes, the leaving 2 weeks for good. Okay, good. All right. How are you doing, guys?
We are doing great, doctor.
Okay, good. So let's see. Anybody has some ideas? Symbolic. It is actually, it looks like a symbolic chart, but actually it's not symbolic. Yes. So what could be the y-axis?
Y-axis.
Well, it should be a measure of meaning.
Maybe information.
It should be a measure of
Like
information.
chunks
Yes.
of information.
Very good. Very good. Chunks of information. Who said that?
Me, Sarah.
Sarah. Excellent. Chunks of information. How do we measure chunks of information? How do you measure information? Which unit? Which unit?
I don't know.
Bytes. Who said bytes? Shamma. Smaller than bytes. What is smaller than bytes?
Bits.
Bits.
We measure information in bits, ones and zeros. And we also, information has another name called entropy. Yes? Entropy is also measured in information, sorry, in bits. What about meaning? Because these two lines, they share the same axis. So we can
maybe
measure
the value.
We measure with the same units of bits. So can you measure meaning with bits? Maybe we could, yeah?
Maybe.
So, okay, y-axis is information, bits, entropy. So the value of information. So for example, if I give you this, look at the chart. Look at the chart. How much information is here?
Where
Lot
here?
of information, but
Can you,
no
can you
meaning.
can you see the chat?
Chat. I cannot see the chat. Okay, 1 second.
Can you see the chat?
Yeah,
I'm
I can
sending
see.
you. I'm sending
Too many
you,
zeros.
Well, how much information is here?
Lot.
0.
Probably close to 0 or 0 because it doesn't change. And then when there is no
Yes.
change, what about if I'm sending you things like this? This could be a movie, a picture, your grades. Yes, got it?
Yes, it can be many things.
So we could apply some formulas and we could find out exactly how much entropy and information in bits, right? One way is to compress these files, and the first zeros would be compressed to a very small size because there is no information actually. And the other ones, if you compress it, you can do this exercise at home, make a text file with different numbers and you compress it and you will see what happens. And the other one is, there is more information. Even if it's random, sometimes it's not random. Good. What could be the x-axis then? What does it mean? Like, remember this chart. What does it mean, this chart? We saw it in a video. It means, what does this chart say? It means that after a certain amount of bits of information, right?
Yes.
When you have too much information, the meaning disappears, right? So it means that if you want to have a meaningful conversation, you need to limit the amount of information. This is basically, this chart equals to the 7 chunk rule. Yes? It's another way to say the same thing. And what could be the x-axis then?
Sequence of information.
Come again?
Sequence.
Sarah? Come again, Sarah?
Sequence.
What does that mean? Pick.
Like sequence of
Number maybe.
Sequence. Yeah, Sarah got it right. Sequence. So what this chart could be, and if you go to the solution now, Eman. Solution. Yes, next. So what could be, the x-axis could be a sequence of examples of charts. The first chart could be a very good chart where we have not a lot of information overload, not a lot of information, but a lot of meaning. Yeah. And on the right side, you have a very bad chart with too much information where the meaning disappears. And this could be a series of dots ordered by disappearing amount of meaning or ordered by increasing information. And if you take random charts from the internet and you place them in sequence by information and meaning, what this chart tells you is that you will get this kind of lines. Does it make sense? And
Yes.
this trick of ordering a series of examples by decreasing, there are lots of charts. For example, when you order the price of goods in different countries, you can do this. When you order, when you order things by decreasing or increasing examples, you get this kind of curves and lines. In econometrics, in economy, you will see this kind of charts. Yeah. In this case, they adapted this idea from economics to charts, to the information and meaning of charts. And so if you look now, okay, this chart actually, it looked like a symbolic chart. And in some way it's symbolic because it represents the 7 rule chunk and 7 chunk rule, but it also has a data foundation, and you could do it. You can do it at home. You can take 5 random charts, a good one and a bad one, estimate their meaning and information, and then connect the dots, and you will get this kind of lines. Sounds good? Excellent. Well done, whoever gets the answer right. Next, Ayman.
Next. Here is next. Start.
Right. So did you check this guy, the Gapminder guy?
Who is this doctor?
So Gapminder Foundation is the foundation started by Ulla Rossling, Hans Rossling, and her daughter. And Hans Rossling is the guy of the moving bubbles. Have you seen his TED Talk?
No, I don't see TikTok, doctor.
Who has seen this TED Talk of Hans Rossling? Anybody in the chat? No one? Okay, so this is going to be your homework for the weekend. Hans Rossling. Do you see the chat?
Where's the chat?
Can you open a new tab and type Hans Rossling TED Talk? Amen. Yeah.
Hans
Rossling. R-O-S-S.
O-R.
No,
S.
R-O. No, R-O, not O-R.
R-O.
S-S.
S.
Very good.
This guy.
Yeah. And videos, go to video. Well, you got it there, down. Okay, so must watch.
This
one of the best storytellers in the world. Look on the right side, Factfulness. This book is amazing because this guy is one of the few people that I know, he's dead, that doesn't need to read or do this course because he's a natural storyteller. It's amazing. And he invented a software that was later bought by Google, because Google buys all the cool companies and then kills them.
Yes.
And so very sad story. But now you have this functionality inside Google Sheets, so you can create your own, and also in Tableau. Good. So must watch this talk. I will give it to you as an assignment later on for the weekend. Sounds good? Okay, so Hans Rossling, okay. Let's go back to Dollar Street. Another chart he invented or popularized is Dollar Street. And so what is this? I give you 2 minutes, explore this chart by yourselves. Try to tell me what is this.
الحين شو لازم نسوي؟
لازم نشوف هذا المونثلي انكم مالهم اللي هو 19,000. بعدين ندق مثلا visit family يراويني كيف ساكنين وين وما ادري شو وشو، ما شاء الله كل شيء في بيتهم. بس انا ابغى اشوف شيء families in France. اوكي زين، شو يسوي بعد؟ اعطانا اللوكيشن مال بيتهم. بعدين هني
يا رب شو هالمكان هذا يساعد على السرقة.
سويتي انزين ليش هالشيء؟
ليش انا كل شوي اضيع هني؟
سير عند الفقراء نحن بنشوف وياك ما بندخل. سريع.
All right, time's up. So, who can tell me what's?
Yes.
So can you go back to the questions, Emma? Thanks.
We're here. What principles from the whatever DIKW model and other are used to reduce information overload to create knowledge?
Yes. So
Yes.
if you remember the DIKY model, yeah, data information,
Data information.
knowledge, what else?
Wisdom.
What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom?
Knowledge and wisdom.
Wisdom after experience, knowledge by getting information.
Yes, that's in the dictionary, but in this course, what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Anybody? Okay, I will
Wisdom is like by storytelling.
Okay, go on. Who's talking?
And knowledge, yeah, knowledge is by like connecting to different ideas, connecting information
Very
together.
well, Sarah. Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, so knowledge is about connecting your data to existing knowledge so it can become useful. The difference between knowledge and information is how useful it is. If you have a lot of information, congratulations. But if you have knowledge, it means you know where to use the information. And then when it comes to wisdom, it's more about the when to use the information. Sounds good? Like,
sounds good.
What is the difference between a good leader and a bad leader?
Good weather have rain, bad weather have sun.
Okay, maybe there's a lot of things, but one difference is that a leader knows when to say something. When it's when to give you an assignment.
When do you give us assignment?
When
Not
to
in
give
weekend.
When to give a speech, right?
Not in weekend.
Exactly, you get it? So the difference between wisdom and knowledge is more about a step further away, and the distinction is not clear and it doesn't need to be clear, but it's more about how do you convince people, when to tell things, and of course a given is to what kind of knowledge do you talk to. So storytelling means that you adapt your speech, your story, your chat to the audience, and so that's wisdom. Sounds good? All that is wisdom. Okay, good. So thank you, Sarah. And so what's the question?
We go here.
What principles of the DKW model and use it to reduce information overload to create knowledge? So what do you answer here in this dollar street?
What
principles did they use in this dollar street? You can go
this
back.
one.
Yeah. What did
they used the information. This is the data where this one here, visit the family. This is the data we have.
Yeah, that's good. So
and the information we have is their monthly income is this.
Yeah, so what principles did they use here? Anybody? Sarah? You can go back to the main page, Emma. Go back a couple of steps. No.
Yeah. Maybe the use of icons, like families, there is a icon, and for other things, there were like different icons.
Right, so Eman, if you go to the top left, you can see a box, I think, where it says families, but you can click on families. And you can put, for example, teeth. Teeth.
What? Teeth?
Teeth.
Okay.
Now, these are different teeth of people with different incomes, right? So this is a very good way to visualize how income affects your teeth health. I could have made a chart, but it's so much easier to understand different countries and different incomes with this dollar street. Yes?
Yes.
It's so much genius. So you can go to the richest country on the top right and see how their teeth look like. Amen. Yes. Click on that house. You can click on the house. Amen. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no samples here. Amen. There's no sample. Too much.
This one.
Okay. Very white teeth. Yeah. You can. Got it. So it really gives you a very good glimpse of how income affects, and you don't need to look at a chart. You look at this and say, oh my God, I get it, right? And you can look at houses as well and other things. Instead of teeth, amen, you can look at bathrooms. And it's also a very interesting example, how different people with different incomes, poor and rich, have different bathrooms, right? So this dollar street is so powerful and so fast to teach things rather than a chart, right?
Yes, because we can see.
And also many diseases come from having a good bathroom or a bad bathroom, like malaria and all that stuff, right? It helps people understand, I see why this is happening. Okay, excellent. So what principles do they use here? They use
this one.
They use
maybe like less images, because to focus on them instead of having to.
Yeah, very good. They could use, for example, just 4 images, middle, minimum, and maximum. That could be also a way to reduce the information overload. Yes, very good. Sounds good.
Yes.
What other principles they use? They use the principle of
Sorting.
Come again?
Sorting. Yes. Yeah.
Can you speak slower and more longer time? Can you repeat that?
Sorry. I mean sort the pictures.
Sort the pictures. Very good. Sorting of pictures, right? So a typical engineer would have made a chart X, Y, maybe, and a scatter plot or something, and measure the size of the bathroom, or I don't know what of the bathroom, the cost of the bathroom. But it's so much easier to just show me the bathroom, right?
Yes.
So show me, don't tell me. Sometimes showing is, a chart is telling you something, but show me, it's much better. That's a very good principle. All right, so next, Eamon.
Yes. I go here or next?
Yeah, next assignment, dollar street, what are we? Visuals for decision making. Let's go.
Read the following paper and answer the question.
So these are the questions. Yeah.
So
are you downloading the PDF? Very good.
I need to download.
Excellent. Yeah, hello, left.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is a paper we wrote last year in a conference, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. And you can go down and maybe you can read the paper when you have time. And
this is your friend.
This is my friend from Chile who works with companies and advise them on how to spend money and how to save money. And so if you read the paper, And you will see different types of charts here. For example, in exhibit number 2, you see a chart of the history of charts, right? So the charts you see, for example, the pie chart, do you know when was it invented? Was it invented 200 years ago, 100 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago? When?
Maybe here.
Maybe 100 years ago, right? And the bar chart, when was it invented? 200 years ago, right? And you can see that not all the charts have existed forever. Like there are inventions. A new chart, histogram was invented about also 100 years ago. So, but there are many charts which are new, like the Kanban that some of you are using in the other subject 412, Introduction to Engineering Design. This Kanban, which is a Japanese chart, was invented. We don't know when, but it became only popular 10 years ago. Before that, nobody, well, Toyota, yes, in the 60s, were using Kanban. But as a chart, nobody was using it to put the user stories and agile backlogs and stuff like that. The other one you saw, Wordly Maps, was invented also only 13, 14 years ago. And the business model Canvas that some of you use also didn't exist 20 years ago. So it's really fascinating. And the dollar street, well, was invented by Rossling, also 2011 approx, and so on. And so it's super interesting. The ones that they use in the stock market, they were invented only in the 1990s. Yeah. So we don't have time to read the paper now, but if you read it, I want you to answer the question. Might be good. Sounds good. Okay.
Sounds good.
Right. Any questions? Are we done with Udemy?
Yes.
There is a final exam. You can do it
Yes.
because your final exam will look like this one, maybe. Okay, so any comments about Udemy? Was it boring? Was it okay? I don't know. Do you prefer face-to-face class? Okay.
It's okay.
Good, right.
This one was the most interesting for me. This.
Dollar Street?
Yeah.
Okay, good, fantastic.
This thing.
So just because you are an engineer and a data visualizer, if there is a better way to show what you want to say, it's like, hey, how do different rich people and poor people have different tooth or bathrooms? Maybe you don't need to make a chart. Maybe you just need to make a dollar street. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Okay. So now you have the foundations of data visualization and storytelling, and now it's the time to get our hands dirty. In this second part of the course, you will learn how to visualize charts like a pro and data like a pro with software. And we're gonna see Python, we're gonna see our language, we're gonna see Kaggle, and we are going to see Tableau. And we will start with Tableau. Okay. So
Okay.
I tried to download Tableau Professional because it's free for educators, but they rejected my professor ID.
Same, doctor. They reject everything.
But there is a thing called Tableau Public. So Ayman, you can stop sharing your screen. Or Ayman, you can type Tableau Public in a new tab.
Doctor, I have it, I think. Okay, but I will
already?
put it in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have it here. I was downloading, but I need to restart computer.
No, it's okay. Don't restart yet.
Okay.
Has somebody installed Tableau Public?
Yeah, I did. I did also install the one for students.
How did you manage to do that, Sarah?
I just sent my transcript.
Okay, so everybody can take a note of Sarah and ask her later on
We
Slack.
did, doctor.
And you did
It
the
failed.
same? So how is it possible that Sarah got it done? Sarah, tell us how you did it.
It is sexism, doctor.
Sarah, can you share your screen, please, then?
Yeah.
Screen of what? Tableau?
Tableau, and can you start Tableau, please?
Yeah. Wait.
Can you share your screen? Sarah, is this your screen? Okay, wonderful. So Sarah downloaded Tableau Public. Maybe we start, yeah? We start with Tableau Public today. Oh, wonderful. So what is Tableau Public? So first, what is Tableau? So Tableau is a software. Tableau means table in French. It's a software bought by Salesforce, and it's the best visualization software right now. Visualization, not data analysis, not statistics, visualization, to make visuals. And why is it so good? Is it because it saves time to you? Everything that you will learn, or all the charts that you will learn on Tableau, you can do with Python and you can do with R language. And sometimes doing it with Python and R language will be faster. And sometimes doing a chart with Excel is faster. And so Tableau, think about Tableau like Excel for charts. Sounds good?
Good.
Right. Okay. So it takes a lot of time to start, but maybe I have it. So I will, let's see. Sarah, how's it going? Is your computer frozen?
I'm not sure like why it doesn't start because, yeah, okay, now.
You got it? Wonderful. Tableau, so let's kill the Tableau desktop and just go with Tableau Public to begin. So what is the difference between Tableau Public and Tableau Desktop? So think of Tableau Public as a cheap online version and Tableau Desktop like the super expensive, powerful version. And Sarah, you can press Control-Alt-Delete and kill the Tableau Desktop application. So it will go faster for Tableau Public. Or I will take over the screen.
Yeah, I think it's better for you to share the screen.
Okay, so I will take over the screen and stop sharing. Okay. Okay, share screen. Okay, so do you see this is Tableau? Yes. This is Tableau Public, and you connect Tableau to a file, Microsoft Excel, JSON, and so on. So I already did one file here. So I'm gonna click. Please, can you open? Okay, good. So this is so you see it's like Excel, so you can select some table. In this case, this is my table. This is data from a survey we did in the summer of 2,000 professors and PhD students and students like you around the world that have published a paper in archive.org, which is a place where people publish papers. And so what you do is you select one of the files. I already done it. And once you select the file, it takes the file columns automatically. And here are all my columns. And what was this survey that we did? So I am going to show it to you. So you can Genji and Butsu, you can see it by yourself. Forms, let's see, where form, no, forms, GLE, right. So let's see this one. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so don't show me. Don't tell me, show me, right? So I'm going to I'm going to just show it to you. So this is a Google form, which is fantastic because it's free. And here are the responses. So this is the survey. So first we start with give me consent or not. And so I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to share with you this. So you can do the survey so you know the answers. So it's so much faster and better. Let's see here now the chat. Okay, good. So you can click on the chat link and just do the survey. It takes 30 seconds. Right. Got it. First one who finished gets a bonus point.
Doctor, finish. No. I'm
Okay. Okay.
This is how people get the bonus. They say they finish. What is H-index, doctor?
H-index is when you publish papers and people reference your papers. So it tells you
zero.
how popular and how many papers have you published. How popular
0.
are you? 0, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, by the way, what is Yusuf? I don't see him.
Yusuf is he's sleeping.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so done with the survey, yeah. So we ask a few questions, and after I ask the questions, I go to Google Docs here, and boom, for each question, automatically Google
Doctor,
shows.
this is bad survey. Really?
Okay,
Following
anybody else? Yes, why is it bad?
because like I don't have H-index, and then at
But
what
it's okay,
age
don't worry about that.
compared
Don't
with
worry.
most of my peers
Don't worry.
I consider myself
Happy?
nothing. I cannot consider myself happy or
Don't worry,
unhappy.
don't worry. Don't answer them, it's okay. You don't need to answer
I
anything.
all put 4
Okay, thank you.
unless it is something I can answer.
Okay, Sarah, Noura, have you finished?
They run away, doctor.
Okay, good. So look at how they visualize this. The first question, pie chart, good or bad?
Wait, I didn't.
Can you see my screen? How do you like
Yeah,
it? Good
okay.
or bad? What do you think?
Good.
Good. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure this is the best way to visualize this because there is not much information here. It's like most of the people, 98.8. So that means like 2 people said no. So maybe a bar chart or some planetary chart would be better, I think. Yeah. What about this one? What is this?
How stressed you are?
Because of work, yeah.
I
Do you
think
understand?
it's better to put emojis. Like,
okay, here we could, yeah, very good. We could put emoji,
because
emoji.
like
Yeah, very
how
good.
stressed we are.
Yeah, we could put an emoji in the 7 and a sad emoji in the 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good. What's the
Yeah.
name of this chart? How do we call this chart?
It's bar chart.
Bar chart.
It is a bar chart, but it's also known as histogram. Do you know this word? Histogram?
Yes. Yeah.
This is also a histogram, right?
Yes.
So when you see this chart, you don't say bar chart anymore, you say histogram.
Yes.
Right. Why is it called histogram?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, like
because
this
of
triangle.
percentage.
Come again? Yes, Sarah?
Like we're having like this
Sarah?
triangle thing.
The normal
And
distribution, you mean?
Yeah,
why
it's
is it
like the
called?
normal distribution.
Why is it called histogram? Why histogram? What does it mean? Is it connected to history? The history, what? What is this? So what, can somebody explain me what's the y-axis?
Number of people.
Number of responses, number of times, number of times the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have happened. Okay?
Yes.
The number of times that appear or that happen or that were collected or that the number of times that people said 1 in this answer. Yes? How many times people said 1 that they are very stressed because of work? Oh, sorry, not stressed because of work.
Not
How many?
stress.
How many times? Like absolutely not stressed.
1 to 7.
1 to 7. 6.3%, right? So it's a count of the values, yeah? And it's called histogram because the first time they used this chart, it was to check the history of something, yes? It's not exactly the best name, histogram, but it's stuck. What is your age index here? Next one. What is your age? What is this chart? What kind of chart is this one? Anybody?
This is another bar chart. I don't know.
We said we will not
This
use
is
this name.
cancer chart. This brings cancer to people. This
No, Amen, no. Anybody? What is this chart? What kind of chart is this one?
Again, histogram.
It is another histogram. Can you tell me, Sarah, how many respondents or how many people are 32 years old?
It's not very clear. I think 12.
Around 12. Yeah, very good. Okay. And you can say this is a normal distribution or not a normal distribution.
Not normal.
No.
No, it's a different distribution. I don't know the distribution of age of humans, but it's not a normal distribution. Okay. Very good. And here are the responses for this. And here is another chart. What is this chart?
histogram.
Histogram. Very good. How many people are?
This also need to be emotion emoji.
Emoji could be easy. Okay, so we have more chart, more histograms.
Too many histograms, doctor.
Well, one for each question, right? What is this chart here?
I don't know. No
Anybody?
idea.
Bar chart.
Come again? Bar chart?
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else?
Maybe histogram, but it's flipped.
Well, it's a horizontal histogram, right? It's a histogram like the other ones. And what does this chart tell you?
It says how bad people do their survey.
This
No, if they want to participate in another survey.
How many people want to participate in another survey?
790.
790 said, okay, yes. And what is all these things here?
This is the what it's called comments.
Not for
Like other.
Comment. Okay, so this is really funny because people are very creative, especially professors. Right? Okay, what is this chart?
Your role.
Yes. What is this chart? What type of chart is this?
Histogram. Same as the one before.
Right. Okay, perfect. Should we put this chart as like this or vertical? No, what?
No, both no.
Okay.
You should just put your answers and the other you can group them.
Okay. Somebody else wants to say something? Hanan, Hulut, Nula. Do you think this chart is okay or would you flip it? Sarah?
Maybe if we flipped it, it would look like competition between the participants. Or...
Exactly. Yeah, very good. And is this what we want to say or maybe not, right? So this is a very good solution to avoid this narrative that are not important or relevant and distract a lot. Yes. And also it's nicer because the text labels are more neat And if you put it vertical, then you have to flip your head to read the labels. It's not good. Excellent, very good. Right, so these are the comments. And this is a very good example of how not to do a survey. So there's some flaws here,
Exactly.
but still a very interesting source of information to see what's going on with academics. Fantastic. So when you do a survey, take a note and think how to design it. Okay, so this was the survey, and we collected all the data, and we have all the data here, and I connected it to Tableau. And now what do we do with Tableau? So Tableau is pretty amazing in a way that it works like Excel. So who's familiar with Excel here?
We are familiar with Excel.
So look how awesome is this. I'm gonna drop a thing called, for example, email domain. So the email of the respondents, okay? So look at this, I drop it here, and this is all the emails that we have. Sounds good? And I can drop it here, or I can drop it as well. Oh, sorry, come again, email domain, I drop it here, for example. And then I can also drop it here. Let's see. Oh, email domain, the columns, I think. Not columns. Oh, hold on. And here, for example, I can measure count, for example. I can count them. And oh, it is not working. Why not? Hold on a second. Yes, columns, then. Okay, let's see if I can make it work. Rows, count of email domain. Let's see one more time. Maybe it's not. Okay, I'm not gonna use email first. I'm gonna use subjective happiness or how stressed are you because of work. So I'm gonna draw this here, and it tells me, oh, that is how many that I'm interested in the average. So this is the average. Okay, and now, for example, I want to know this by the country. So I can use the email. Let's see here. By the country. So this is the average stress by country. So United Arab Emirates, the people that responded, I want to say how many people responded. So I could come again here, and I can drop it again, and I can add here, for example, count. Right? And it's kind of showing me, try to show me a chart, but I want to say that. Let's see if I can here. Okay, here's nice. So I have some visualization here, right? And these are the counts, these bars, right? So then I can order it also like this. I say, oh, okay. So these are, oh, okay. So emails from Germany, UK, France. This is how many people responded. Yes, 48 for UK, 62 for Germany. And this is the average stress. So who is the most stressed people?
NA.
So maybe I should order it by who is the most
Students.
yes, students. So if I want to find out by students, I could go to, for example, roles here. What is your role? And I could add it, let's see, here. And then I can see by domain and by, by role, yes? So this is very interesting because if I have to do this by coding or by Excel, it's very complicated. And also Tableau has some AI that it helps you visualize data in very nice ways. So for example, if you have, for example, subjective happiness somewhere here, and then the email domain here. So this is the subjective happiness, and I want measures here. I want a, let's see, the happiness. I want the average. This here. So I want the average, and then I want by country. So Tableau can automatically generate a wall map that I don't know how to do it now, but I was doing it before very quickly. And if I have to do this with Excel, it's super, super complicated. It's sometimes impossible. So people use Tableau because it saves a lot of time. Super, super useful. Sounds good. And what people usually do is they do a visualization with Tableau, and then they kind of copy paste this visualization. Here you have each country, for example, and a box plot. This is called box plot. So you can see where all the countries are, but you can see where are the outliers. So in this respect, Tableau is super amazing in that, for example, if I add something here, I will have people that have employment for life or people that don't have employment for life. And you can see that the ones that have employment for life are a bit happier. So that's why Tableau is so popular, because it saves a lot of time. Sounds good? So it's very important that you learn Tableau, because if you want a job in the future and you know Tableau, companies will love you for it. All right. So the next week we will learn Tableau, and after that we will learn a bit of Python, and then R language, and then a bit of Excel. Questions?
None.
All right, good, excellent. Wonderful. So any questions about the quizzes?
Great, doctor.
All right. Thank you, Sarah, Noura, Iman, Shamma, Salima, Hanan. I'll see you next week. I will send you an
See you.
assignment. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you, doctor.
Ciao, ciao.